finger on what's going wrong at the moment?
What's going wrong at the moment? I think the obvious one is we're creating enough chances, we're not being clinical enough to finish games off, and then the obvious one that I can't shy away from, and I've already mentioned it, and I'll be repeating myself a lot in this press conference probably, is the timing of the goals we're losing before half time, and then it's almost the disappointment. And the second one is it's a set piece from something we've actually defended well with set pieces, but we lose a big goal at the weekend because of that desire to make sure your man doesn't score. And unfortunately tonight it happened again, and I think that's what's going wrong at the moment, is we're not seeing teams like for the dominance in the game. And I actually thought Falkirk started well in the game. They had the first chance of the game. I thought it took us 5-10 minutes to get up to the speed. I thought the game and the pitch was really quick. You know, they do water it, which is a good thing. I think that's a really good thing. But you know, we took us a while to adjust, 5-10 minutes to adjust to the speed of the game. But then once we'd done that and we settled down, I thought we were very good. Created lots of chances, find ourselves 2-0 up, and should have been 3 or 4 then at the point with the big chances we had. And then you're always then suspect to the next goal in the game at 2-0 being a very important one. Just before half time, again, we lose a goal by not stopping the cross and then not defending the box well enough. I was quick to remind the players at half time that we're still winning. You're 2-1 up. Now, clearly, the momentum shift, the feeling in the stadium, the narrative in the stadium, then they'll get a lift from that. But then remind the players of what gave us success in the game in the first half. So why did we get so much joy in the first half was how quickly we moved the ball, how much we switched to play and the chances we were creating. And then I thought second half we stopped doing that. First 5 minutes of the game we had a couple of opportunities to switch to play and tried to play through the middle, turned the ball over, which gives the opposition momentum again. And then it felt like the momentum had shifted. We lose a really poor goal. And then if I'm being honest, the noise in the stadium and the feeling, if anyone was going to go and win, was probably Falkirk. So that's the real disappointment from me at that point, which was it almost became we take a point from an opportunity where we should have had 3 points in my opinion. But if I try and be positive about it, it's undefeated in the league still, away from home at a difficult place to come, and we need to take it and move on quickly.
You take a lot of responsibility for things with the coaching and the defensive side of things, but at what point do players just have to take an individual responsibility if you're losing goals when we get a cross coming in or not marking your man or whatever it is?
They do. That's something that, yes, it is my responsibility and always will be my responsibility to try and fix it. At the end of the day, I put the players on the pitch, I pick the team, so it's my responsibility to make sure I put the blend together and improve the players and educate the players as to why we think it's happening and how you can be better in the moments. If it was the same player every single week, you'd understand it. It's not. And today, I think there is too many crosses coming in our box at times. And then you'd say about taking responsibility, there is players taking responsibility for that. And that is the most important thing. There is an ownership within there is accountability within it. And within that, then you need to stick together. And obviously, listen, the most important thing is you need to keep working hard to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Players United, how important is that going to be with the fixtures you've got coming up as well?
Yeah, it's always, regardless of, I know the test doesn't get any easier moving forward at the weekend, real difficult place to go, we know that, but every game's difficult in this league. We've already seen that this season, and I say a lot about the togetherness in the group and the quality within it, and that's when you need it to be at its most. It feels right now like a defeat and because of the manner of the game, but certainly not a disaster, and I've reminded the players of that. We're undefeated in the league. From an opportunity that, yes, we probably dropped 2 points tonight because of the dominance within the game, but you've got an opportunity again at the weekend to do something that Hibs team's not done since, I don't know what it was, 2010 or something, to go to Celtic Park and try and get a win. So it doesn't get any easier. The fixtures are tough every week, but as a group, they need, as you've just said, they need to stick together, and they will do that.
Ewan's not been involved since he's moved to Poland. Fell through. What's the situation at the moment?
Well, he was involved against, what was the first game back? Was it the Dundee United? Yeah, the Dundee United game he was involved, and then he's felt his ankle, so he's had a little bit of a setback with his ankle, which he's been for a scan and seen a specialist just now. So hopefully it's not too long, but he has got a bit of an issue with his ankle at the minute, so he's just not available.
Going ahead to the weekend, obviously I'm sure you've seen the Celtic fans that come on up with the protest. Is that something you feel you can utilise to your advantage if you can get the home crowd on their back?
I think that's, it's very similar to the questions I was asked when you go to Ibrox, and all you can concentrate on is yourself. The challenge is a real difficult one when we go there. We know that they're a top team with top players, a top manager. The challenge will be extremely tough. Regardless of what's going on and off the pitch, going through there, the challenge to the team, the away team, is to try and quieten the crowd, whatever that looks like. So how can you do that? You do that by obviously putting in a level of performance, and I think that's something we're going to have to do. But it's also an opportunity for players to recreate history, and I'll say that to the players and remind them and give them the belief to go along there with a game plan to try and come back with 3 points, and that's all we can think about this right now.
The first start with Dan Barlasso tonight, what did you make of his performance tonight?
I thought Dan was good. I thought he showed his quality, his range of passing, his control within the game positionally. I thought he tired a little bit towards the end, as you would expect. Not played a lot of football since pre-season, really. So it was something that I was very wary of. But in terms of the control he had in the game, especially first half, switches of play, what he's going to bring to the squad, you can clearly see, which is a really good footballer. And it gives us another option in the middle of the pitch, which is always really good for competition in the team.